We've got tips and recipes for healthy living. So for fun and inspiration, come and join us in the raw food world.
Welcome everybody, this is Matt Monarch with the Raw Food World TV show, and we've got such an exciting episode. It's driving me nuts. Angela, how excited are you?
I'm very excited.
Why?
Rehmannia is in the house.
Who's Rehmannia?
He's the man who makes the magic tea products that we love and everyone drinks in the warehouse, like by the cup every day.
And you said he was an expert
Herbal
Taoist tonic herb.
Thanks for coming on the TV show.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. It's nice to meet you, and thanks so much for your interest in my products. I never know whether to look at the camera or you.
Me's fine.
You, okay. Yeah, it's. I've been working as a Taoist tonic herbalist for about 13 years. Before that, I was a green juicing therapist. So I got into green juicing therapy in 1994 when my father had died of cancer, and in order to try and help him, I kind of had a desperation attempt to give him some green juice, which I'd heard was really healthy and really good. And his recovery, well, he didn't totally recover, unfortunately, but his apparent recovery while I was giving him the juice was miraculous. And I realized there was something that we were missing that was coming from Whole Foods. And so I became a green juicing therapist afterward for about 3 years. Then one day I got involved with a woman who wanted me to help her. I was giving her juice. She had multiple sclerosis. Turned out I really didn't know. I had been working on faith, and I didn't know what I was doing. I got into a bit of a bind, and I made a desperate prayer one morning in bed, and I said, God, I need a teacher. But I kind of set some conditions. You know, I said, God, look, I want it to be the real deal. I want to get to the core, the very basic base of health, of philosophies of health, and find the deepest one of all. And that very night, I made the prayer. I met a guy named Ron Teagarden, the great master herbalist of Taoist herbalism.
Yeah.
It's true, that same night. Then he said, come over to my house and become my, I need help. So I came to his house and I became his tea master, where I cooked all of his herbal decoctions for 8 years. And I was his personal apprentice to work directly with him when he was still in his home. He'd just written his book. And then after that 8 years, circumstances prevailed to force me to go out on my own, and I formed Shaman Chat. So it's been 4 years. I've been doing Taoist tonic herbalism. Now I've just finished my book, Healing Thresholds, which is about Taoist tonic herbalism. And I truly believe that, I think that anyone who looks at it would agree that the philosophy of Taoist tonic herbalism is the most profound health philosophy there is. When combined with living foods, it is. I can't imagine there could be anything that could be more effective for the overall maintenance of health, the genetic health, the daily energy needs of health, metabolism, and the spiritual health. You combine living food, enzymes, probiotics, the right fats, and eating seasonally, and eating local, and eating organic, with tonic herbal teas that are properly prepared and created. It's the combination of those two, I believe, is the ultimate, in my opinion. So the book I just wrote covers that.
Cool. So when does that book come out? Is it out already?
It is, and I just took them all to my car. If you want to wait for a second, I'll bring some more.
Absolutely. So we can put them on our website immediately.
Yeah.
Right on.
Wait 1 second, and I'll come and hold it up.
Sure. So we're gonna put these on our website, and you can get them. But before you do that, maybe you could talk about this amazing tea. This is like.
Yeah. This Matt's selling this on his site. It's one of my pet products. I have like 3 pet products. This is a big one. Reishi, of course, is my what I call the emperor herb of my company, Shaman Chat. Reishi is a mushroom. It's getting kind of famous. David's talking about it. Daniel Vitalis. Reishi is an herb of spiritual clarity. It clears psychic baggage. It's been known for 7,000 years to do this. In fact, the Chinese have called it the herb of spiritual immortality, and it's viewed as if it's like a bridge between earth and heaven. This mushroom is coming into our lives right now because we are ready. It's finding us. It's like, okay, you're ready. Here you are, because we are among that first group to form an actual collective that is coming into the first stage of the mature human. And so we're going through that quantum evolutionary leap, as we all know right now, into a mature stage. And one of the primary criteria of a mature stage of an organism is it gives back, pollinates and gives back to what it's taken when it was in its larvae stage. And so reishi, this is a 15-to-1 powdered extract of reishi. Extremely potent. I don't know if you can find a more potent powdered extract of reishi than this. Then it's combined with Shilajit. And many of you probably know what Shilajit is, but Shilajit is probably my favorite substance on earth because it's so fascinating. But Shilajit is essentially an ancient ecosystem. It is the carbons of an ancient ecosystem that when mountain chains were formed, specifically like the Himalayas, some of the western mountains of the United States, there was a sandwiching when these mountains were pushed up around 50 million years ago, they think. There were already living ecosystems there, pristine rainforests with giant animals and water systems and giant flying things, and when these mountains were pushed up, some of this was mushed in and sandwiched into the strata. And now in a certain springtime, particularly when it gets kind of warm and the ice melts and and methanes are released, and then this ooze comes out between the cracks in the high Himalayas. It's this black stuff. And when they analyze it, they realize it is the carbons of a complete ancient ecosystem.
Wow.
Four petrochemicals were there.
Wow.
And so they dry that, and that is Shilajit. So it's really high in fulvic acids, all these elements that are being they're depleted now in our soils. What Shilajit does is it activates your body's ability to break down and utilize minerals, in particular. Extremely complex substance. Then you have Ormus in here. Ormus is a magical shape-shifting substance that's thought to be sort of at an atomic level, like a submolecular level, an interface element between matter and energy. So it's thought to be prevalent in crystals and in gold, and it's thought to be able to actually be kind of a shape-shifting element between those alchemists were in the past were claimed that they could actually create gold from rock, and they were using Ormus to do that. But Ormus is an amplifying substance, so whatever you put it with, you put a little bit with something, you'll amplify the effects of that.
Wow.
So my friend Kenji, who has a great Ormus, and he always says, well, he was concerned about how he was going to market this, because if you had somebody eating junk food and they took some Ormus, it could amplify the effects of the junk food in their body. So there's an issue there with it. So you want to combine Ormus with other elements that amplify them in the right direction toward your spiritual enhancement and toward and that's what we're doing here. We're amplifying the reishi and the shilajit by putting the Ormus in.
So where does the Ormus come from? This particular in your tea?
This Ormus that I get comes from the earth. In the earth, it's mined. So it's found down in some strata between crystal.
Wow.
And what it is probably extremely. My gut feeling on it is that. It's such a fine powder when I get it that when I take the lid off, it literally drifts upward.
Wow.
It's so fine, and it makes Aladdin's lamp shapes when it goes up. And in water, it does that too. It starts going like this.
Wow.
But I think that what it is ancient crystal that got into the strata and was agitated until it formed such a fine.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at the Raw Food World.